Welcome to Backstage with Becca B with special guest Regine Sophia. Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Backstage with Becca B. On this episode, this Penn State graduate has been seen as KYLAR in Bring It On at the Muny, PORTIA in Something Rotten at Theatre Wichita, and she recently made her Broadway debut in the new revival cast of CHESS. Please welcome Regine Sophia. So first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. The sun is shining. It's our day off today, so I'm taking it easy, like letting the time just pass me by and like breathing in, taking deep breaths and all that. But so far it's been really lovely. Yeah.
It's always nice when it's a good day and
Right.
like good weather and stuff and
Yeah,
all that
absolutely.
on your day off. Yeah. Um, so I just want to like hop right into
Let's do it.
questions.
Yeah.
Um, what was your earliest memory of realizing that you loved performing and wanted to do this as
Ooh.
a career?
Yeah, I think my earliest memory of like wanting to be on a stage probably was, I believe it was my maybe first grade or something like around that age, my first grade talent show in school, where actually it was like a primary school talent show, and I was in the first grade, and I was like, sure, I'll go for it. And I sang Reflection from Mulan, just me with my little shaky knees because I was so scared, but then I sang Reflection. That's my earliest memory of singing on a stage and like loving to perform in front of people despite the nerves and shakes. But I would say that was my earliest memory. But I think me making the decision that I wanted to pursue theater is probably watching, I believe it was maybe the Australian production of Cats. It's like the Australian touring.
Ooh.
There was like a an Asia Pacific tour that I watched, and I had the privilege of seeing Lea Salonga as Grisabella in that production. And I forget how young I was, but after watching that production, I was like, that's what I want to do. So yeah, those two are probably the pivotal moments in my early childhood, um, where I made the decision of wanting to pursue theater or performing in general.
I mean, seeing Lea Salonga in that role in Cats, like, come on, like, I,
Yeah.
my jaw would still be on the floor in that theater.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like my heart never left. It's still there.
Exactly. Also, you picking like the hardest song to sing ever for first grade.
Oh my gosh, it was so precious. Like I remember it being like a movie that I had watched like growing up, and then again Lea Salonga, like that pipeline. It was definitely like a song that I still hold dear to my heart. And when I look back, I don't remember much from the first grade, but I remember feeling the shakes and being so proud of myself once it was over.
Yes. Oh my God, it's such a good song. Like I
Yeah.
one of my favorite in a
Hmm.
Disney movie.
Oh, for sure.
I
Timeless.
I don't know how the Mulan soundtrack cannot be someone's favorite if
True.
it's Disney.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Right.
Uh so growing up, I'm curious when you were like doing stuff that was musical theater training,
Hmm.
what came naturally to you and what like
Ooh.
skill did you have to work for?
Yeah. I think as far as musical theater training in general, there's um the I guess quote unquote the big three: sing, dance, act. I think as far as what came naturally to me, looking at childhood like home videos, I was very like I would just like hop up and dance with my sister to whatever was playing on the TV or radio at that time. So I think dance was a bit innate, and same with singing. I would just babble before words actually formed in my brain and mouth. So it would just be like syllables and like notes flying outside in my home. So I guess singing and dancing felt pretty in my realm growing up. And that came, I guess it came alongside with acting because I would always watch like TV series and like, like Disney channel original movies. And then like, I
Iconic.
remember when I was younger, I would like recreate the heartbreaking moment where the lead character like um decides to make this decision that turns her friends away from her, but she has to make like I would recreate those after watching the movie just to I guess just for fun. So I guess those three
Yes.
points in some way were like they were engraved in my heart. So like training and like once I formally started getting lessons in dance school and like voice lessons after school and acting training in the summer, I would just pull from those childhood memories and being like, okay, I've done something like this before, but let's just, shape it to what maybe it could be.
You're like, not to brag, but I have this experience from doing this in front of my parents and at home.
Right.
Like,
And my bathroom mirror and
yes, you're like, I think I did pretty great.
right.
What was your favorite Disney Channel original movie to watch and recreate scenes from?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So to watch,
It's so hard.
it's so hard. I just had like 10 pop into my head at once. I think my favorite of all time is probably the High School Musical trilogy.
Yes.
And I have a special place in my heart for the third movie, this High School Musical senior year. So but my favorite one to recreate is probably Camp Rock, the first one, where Mitchie Torres, like, her lie gets exposed and
Oh my,
all of them, like, are surrounding her in the camp. It's such a vivid, like, scene in my brain. And I remember so, like, feeling it in my gut of, like, Tess, don't, like, all of that, all of that dialogue. So recreating that was probably, like, the core of where my drama comes from.
I mean, who wasn't emotionally invested in that scene?
Right. Exactly.
The,
Exactly. Disney knew exactly what they were doing with their Gen Z audience. They're like, this is what'll get them,
yes, even millennial, because I'm a little older and I was like watching like
In shock.
just like
Yeah.
super fan of
Right.
all the Disney Channel stuff. I
Yeah.
I feel bad for the kids who aren't growing up with that right
Sure.
now.
Sure.
They have Disney
Yeah.
Plus, I guess, but it's not the same as like watching live
Yeah.
as it premieres.
Yes, that is fair. But then I'm also like, in 5 to 10 years' time, we'll hear their stories of growing up and how, like, what their drama core came from.
Right, right. I think my parents used to like compare High School Musical to Grease for them.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
always found that very interesting. So there'll be
Hmm.
something that'll like
Right.
compare to High School Musical for the
Right.
generation growing up now. I don't
Right. We'll
know.
see.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, so you have a, I want to get into regional theater credits before I get into Penn State, actually,
Sure.
because you have so many from Wichita.
Hmm.
Do you have
Yeah.
a favorite regional theater credit that you've done? Like literally so many good
Ooh.
ones
There
on here.
are. I literally love all of them. Like, but you know what? Right off the bat, I will have to say Something Rotten at Music Theater Wichita. It was my 10th show there, and it was my principal debut at Music Theater Wichita. I played Portia. And so there were just so many wonderful people and so many like heartwarming memories that I look back on fondly. I mean, it happened I believe it was August of 2025, so not super long ago, but those 3 weeks cemented so many strong bonds and relationships and like memories that I really cherish and like carry with me. And speaking of, Portia is just so fun. She's so funny, and I like could channel my, I guess, like my bubbly, energetic, sometimes like kooky nature to find myself in her story. And it was just such a fun time, and creative team and cast. Like, all of it was so special. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, regional theater is one of my personal favorite things. Like I think you see
Hmm.
a lot of like community coming together when you go to
Yes,
like a regional theater show.
absolutely. For
It's
sure.
just so cool, like seeing the talent in like a one random city in the United States
Yeah.
that's not considered Broadway or like something
Hmm.
like it, and watching everyone come together and like put on a
Oh,
show,
yeah.
and it's normally in like you get less rehearsal than you do going
Yep.
to a Broadway show too.
Absolutely. It was definitely like something that bonded a whole bunch of people on that show. There were a lot of like people who I had known from previous shows or previous contracts before, and like the director, I had been with him with a few shows at MTW already, but it just it felt like there was so much heart in the rehearsal rooms, aside from all of us like kind of, the nitty gritty of like, we have to get these steps done. Do I know these lines? Tech is crazy. Like,
The pressure.
opening is coming up, all of that. But it felt like there was so much care and thought that went into, making sure everyone was okay and like holding hands and like having a good time. Yeah.
Yes. And also, I have to bring up that you've performed at the Muny, which is
I
I
did.
iconic. Like
Ah,
this is a
thank
huge.
you.
I've never been, and it's on my bucket list to go. Like every summer, I say this. I'm like,
Oh
I
my
need
gosh,
to
you
go.
must.
Oh, like, looks like a dream. I
Yes.
don't know.
Oh, it's a bucket list of mine too. I mean, to watch a show. So I did Bring It On there, and I played
Yeah,
KYLAR, which was so fun. Oh my gosh. It was like along the same pipeline of
energetic show.
energetic, bubbly, naive sometimes, like very, I love her character so much. And like you said, with regional theater, it's quick. So everyone has, it was a lot of like locking in and like getting to know people very quickly and um, absorbing everything while, remembering that you're at the Muny, which was such an incredible
Who knows?
theater. I'd go back in a heartbeat. And in that regard, it's on my bucket list too, because Bring It On was at the beginning of the season, and I hadn't watched a show at the Muny yet. I had the privilege of watching the Come From Away, because Come From Away was the second show in our season.
Oh,
Um, but I watched Come From Away's like designer run, but I hadn't sat in the glorious green seats to watch a Muny show just yet. So that's on my bucket list too.
oh my goodness. That, I mean,
Yeah.
like their seasons, I'm always like, how can it get better next summer than it is this summer? And
And then they do.
they always do it. And they always bring in
Right.
like insane talent.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I mean, my mind jumps to, do the people living in that area who get to perform in these shows even
Mm.
like realize like how is it just like normal for them, or do they realize how big it is to be performing at the Muny?
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I was there for 2 to 3 weeks, something crazy like that. But I mean, it seems like a whole like beautiful event that I think even the local like families and people that like travel to the Muny know how special and wonderful it is. So um yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they have to know. Like, they have to have an inkling at least.
Well, when people are like, "Why do you want to visit St. Louis?" I'm like, "Because the Muny." I don't know.
Because the Muny, period.
Like that's why. That's all. I don't know.
Right, right.
And
And people would understand.
yes, well, I would hope so.
Hmm.
If not, then like maybe I need to like reevaluate some stuff. No, I'm kidding. But uh, for performers who like Broadway is the goal, what do you think regional
Mm.
theater teaches that can't be learned on Broadway or anywhere
Ooh,
else?
I think, hmm, I think regional theater. My pipeline to Broadway came straight from regional theater. Like I was doing actually something rotten just before I had started chess. So I had like a series of regional theater credits, and then went straight to Broadway. And I think one of the biggest things that regional theater had taught me is to very much find the balance between taking care of yourself and like diving deep and giving your entire heart and soul to the craft. Um, I mean, I feel like you could learn it in many different ways, but with regional theater, the timeline is already so short. So, like, logically and structurally speaking, it would be like you could hold on to it for so long, but you see the finish line in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yes.
like um, giving your entire being, like throwing your body against the wall and whatnot. Like it wouldn't necessarily be the smartest thing because it's a 3 week period. But that being said, like when you're in deep with like the seconds, the minutes, the hours of sweat and like learning these lines and making sure the choreo is in your brain and where's my blocking and stuff like that, there is a lot of heart that goes into it, and in that regard you still give so much of yourself to the craft. But at the end of the day, so that part of it makes it like very warm and very deep and so meaningful to the craft. But also at the end of the day, like, it's never a goodbye. Once the 3 weeks are over, you're gonna see these people again. Like, so holding on to it and then like putting on the shelf so that you can like um collect them and then later on come back to it. Um, yeah, finding the balance between those two things was definitely something that regional theater taught me and prepped me for going into Broadway, because what we do is hard. It's tough,
Yeah.
and you have to know how to take care of yourself and speak to yourself kindly in order for you to do the craft consistently. And um, yeah, yeah, well,
100%. And
right.
theater is such like a small community. I don't think people realize. Like it's big,
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
small.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people, but like everyone's interconnected. Everyone knows each other. Like there's
Yes.
it's crazy to me. Like I'm based in LA, and
Right.
like even so,
Hmm.
like there's so much interconnection to New York. Like uh Titanic started in LA, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
cool seeing like stuff that started in LA and
Right.
like go out to New York and see all these people on a Broadway stage and New York stage on
Oh, for
on a
sure.
different coast.
Hmm. Right. And I think it doesn't even just like focus on within the US. I think it's like globally too.
It is
There was someone actually um, who I did Beauty and the Beast with at Music Theater Wichita, and I saw him in the international tour of West Side Story when he was playing Tony. Like
like
the
that's
world, the theater
amazing.
world is so small, and that's one of the things that I've like loved so deeply about like the industry. It surprises me. It never fails to surprise me.
Now I have to ask because I just saw like your role in Beauty and the Beast. So
Yeah.
did you do Be Our Guest?
Yes, I did. Oh, and I'm so glad that I did. Oh my
Yes,
gosh. My
amazing.
little heart. I was a plate napkin. Um and so I was able to do like the jump split, spin the plate, my little bevel foot. It was so fun. It was so fun. I always look back at that specific number actually. Like, it was just like Disney at its finest, you know?
Well, my thing is I'm taking like I would never consider myself a dancer, but like I'm taking
Mhm.
dance like beginner dance movement classes right now.
Oh, awesome.
And now every time I see a theater show, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not focusing on like the people in front as much as I used to. I'm focusing on everyone dancing on stage. And I'm going, what they're doing, I hope everyone knows that what they're doing is insanely hard.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's quite the spectacle to watch. There are hours and a whole lot of weeks that go into making it look the way that it does.
Oh
So
my
you
gosh,
are right. You
it's
are right. It is very hard.
wild. And
Yeah.
like also on top of that, like most of those people dancing on stage also have insanely gorgeous voices.
Yes.
It's
Oh
like
my gosh. Specifically in Be Our Guest, we have this final. I remember we did a final kick line and they put me on the high soprano, the soprano one line where it was like, Be our guest, please be our. And then they had me all the way up while I was kicking face. It was so funny. It was so funny. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah.
the double acting. Come on.
Right.
Also, I have to shout out, I listen to your singing videos on YouTube
Oh
and
my gosh.
your voice is stunning. So I
Oh,
need
thank
everyone to
you.
check your videos out
Thank you. That's
because
very sweet.
wow. I mean, after I saw in the email like I was bragging about you, I was like, I'm gonna go check out these videos.
Oh
And
my
then I was like,
gosh.
wow.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate it.
Of course. And also, before I get into chess,
Yeah.
speaking of what you were saying
Hmm.
about like basically being kind to yourself in this industry and like while doing these shows and working on these
Yeah.
shows. So you went to Penn State and studied musical theater, but you
Yes, I
also
did.
minored in psychology, which I
I
wanted
did.
to talk about too. Why did you choose Penn State first of all? Like what made it feel like home to you?
Ooh. So my first, well, the first time I had ever encountered Penn State was through theater extraordinaire Natalie Weiss. So I was
Oh,
very much in the Natalie Weiss like fan club of watching breaking down the riffs every every day. And my voice teacher in high school would always use her like I don't know, like 54 Below or like her like cabaret videos or like shows on like of her singing Quiet or Spark of Creation and like always use her as a reference for my voice training. So I like and then I found out she got a musical theater degree at Penn State. So then when I was researching colleges and stuff, that had
really
definitely been on my
cool.
list. Did my research about the school, found out how amazing the program was, and so that's how I got to know and like ended up auditioning for Penn State. Yeah.
That's really cool. So
Mhm.
you were like, well, she went there and I've heard a lot about her and to be shown videos of her
Oh
based on
yeah.
like your own vocals, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, it was a huge part of the reason why I know all these songs, or like even like I think it deepened my love for theater and singing and just how much storytelling can be done through song were through her videos and through like it unlocking this part of the YouTube universe where me
You
and a whole bunch of my um generation can bond over because all of us watch the same videos, that sort of thing. But it unlocked the path of Penn State to me, so I'm very grateful. Yeah.
yes. Oh my gosh. I hope YouTube like never goes away. Like I
Girl,
know
I
they have
hope
Instagram
not.
and
I hope
TikTok,
not. Yeah.
but Also, I just like love watching videos on YouTube on my de on a desktop computer or on a TV and like
Right,
in
right.
the right ratio. In the ratio videos should be in
Of
it.
course. Of
Like
course.
that's
I
very
mean,
important.
yeah, they knew what they were doing. I hope it doesn't go anywhere. Like, grew up with it. Let's keep it going. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I like some things in LA you can like take videos and I like posting stuff too. So like it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, I have to talk about how, minoring in psychology. So, how has
Yes.
that influenced and like helped you approach storytelling and playing characters on stage?
Oh my gosh. It has been so influential, like a lot more influential than I had originally planned. So, when I started studying at Penn State, I always knew that I wanted to minor, but I wasn't sure in what. And then once I started getting into psychology classes, it helped me. It would be funny because at Penn State, it would be like, oh, psychology from 9 to 10:15. And then I would jump right into my acting class at 10:30. And then so it would be like
Hey.
we would be learning about like um I guess like child development or just something like that. And then in my acting class, we would be talking about like a scene that involved a child and like look through their dialogue as to why they're thinking that way. It became a lot more like there was a lot more connective tissue that I had found pursuing a minor in psychology while pursuing a BFA in musical theater. It just helps me sort of pinpoint, aside from my own observational thoughts of like, oh, yes, they got from point A to point B because it says in the stage directions that they move from downstage to upstage. Like, that is all very helpful. But as storytellers, I'm looking at these people and I'm like, these are actual people. They could be like fictional in its essence, but it was either based in true human experience, true human values, and just like there's truth behind it. And me pursuing a minor in psychology helped me like look into my textbooks or look into like these PowerPoints that my professors, who maybe some of them didn't know that I was pursuing theater, but these professors like gave me like actual statistical evidence showing why these people make decisions. And it just helps me. I feel like it's helped me not only when I've like have a character and like I'm pursuing a role, but in a blink of an eye, for example, when I'm auditioning and I've been given a packet and I have 10 minutes to figure out like this scene, I have things in my back pocket pointing out, oh, okay, this person is in a lot of distress. Why? What's my moment before? Why did she go from 1 to 10 so quickly? It's just helped me understand characters in a deeper way. Um, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, and it's helped me feel more grounded in the craft having that, in addition to the musical theater degree.
Well, I think it goes with acting perfectly,
Hmm.
honestly. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you don't hear about like more people minoring. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
I've talked to people who also have done the same thing, but I'm surprised it's not like 99% of people in theater and acting minoring in psychology too, because it's fascinating one.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
you're like understanding these characters' motivations and getting to know the characters on a deeper basis.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like it was kind of hard because a bunch of my classmates did pursue like minors as well at Penn State. And to an extent, in our acting classes, I feel like there were elements of that. Like, we would all focus on a character and like point out the specific objective, where they came from, where they think they're going, and, like those objectives and stuff like that. But I wanted to like, I was like, huh, let me put
Real
my
dive.
professor glasses on for a second and actually see what's going on inside their brain. So,
Yes.
Yeah, but it is really fascinating, and I it's something that's also in my back pocket of like, huh, I am curious and I want to stay curious. There are so many experiences in life that I still want to understand and learn more about, you know?
Well, I feel like it's gonna help you in like the long run with this whole with musical theater and with entertainment as a whole.
Sure.
Under
Yeah.
understanding going into audition rooms and understanding characters that you're auditioning for.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of these characters are couldn't be farther from me as a person, and it's really just like finding, I guess, finding yourself, like putting yourself in those shoes. When at face value it doesn't seem that way, but I'm a huge believer that at least I believe that there is some common ground, and I feel like my minor in psychology helped me find that um, in a more, I guess, worldly way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of auditioning,
Yes.
so I want to ask, how did you first like hear about this opportunity for chess?
Oh yeah. So I signed with my agent maybe a month before this tape had come out. I had graduated Penn State in May, signed with my agent, I think around June, something like that. And then at that point, I had finished my contract at the Muny and I was in Wichita. I was with Music Theatre Wichita and we were doing Newsies. Oh, another Disney. See, it always comes
The
back to Disney.
dance and
Oh,
the
the
dance.
dances, the songs. It's oh my gosh. My
Yes.
inner fangirl came out. It's
No, someone was like, "What is the best like musical theater number?" And I was like, "Well, Newsies numbers rank pretty highly up there, honestly."
yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. It was a bucket list childhood dream of mine that had
Yes.
been fulfilled. But yes, we were in Newsies rehearsals and I got this tape for chess. It was a self tape. So I had just finished rehearsals. They wanted to hear me sing, and I think it was just singing, or maybe it was singing and then send your dance reel, something like that. I forget. But after rehearsals, set up my like a little tripod in the this Airbnb that I was staying, sent
Yeah.
in my clips, and then like let it out into the ether. Then a week later, I received a call back for chess. But at this point, it was in person. They wanted me to come to New York and um, dance and sing for them. So I was in Wichita, and at that point, because it's a 3 week quick
Yes.
turnaround for Summer Stock Regional Theater, we were about to start tech for Newsies. And I was one of the Newsies.
Most
I was
serious week.
Buttons. So I was like in a lot of the dance numbers, running up and down those stairs and the blocking. So I was a little nervous. Yeah, like there were a whole bunch of things that I needed to do and like prep for tech, but this callback was happening and I felt in my heart, I can't miss it.
No.
So I like talked to the artistic director, the director of the production, and hopped on a plane, flew to New York, um, and then I sang for them. And then I sang for them the same cuts that I sang on the self tape. And then I received a next day callback for that. And I
My
said,
goodness.
okay, great. Sounds wonderful.
Really quick
Yes,
stuff.
very quick. And so um, I they had me for the next day, they had me dance and then sing again in the afternoon. So I was like, first of all, coming from the Newsies world, my stamina and endurance was up. My body
Yes.
was warm. I was like, let's do this. I mean, I did as much research as I could as far as like what chess was about, what could I expect. But then I came to the realization of, oh, I think this is a new iteration. I don't know what to expect because the email was, first of all, saying, I think it was something like bring heels, flats, um, jazz shoes, and knee pads. And that was like the first time out of school where I was like,
They should just bring everything.
yes, bring everything. And what would I need knee pads for? I was so nervous and scared. I wasn't even like using knee pads and newsies. I was so scared. I was like, what are they gonna have us
Wait.
do in this room? Like, I was so nervous, but I was like, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but we're gonna have fun. We're gonna see what's going on at chess. So ended up dancing in my little heels. I ended up not having to use my knee pads, but I know. But
When?
I stuck with my character heels, did the combo. It was really fun. Um, and then they had me sing in the afternoon. So I finished the dance call, went to grab a bite, and then came back, changed. And then I was in the holding room. Oh my gosh, this is probably my favorite section of my audition story. But I was in the holding room, and there was me, one other girl, and a guy who just walked in. And he was stretching by the door, whatnot. And
Audition.
um, yes, of course, in the like everyone's in their own bubble, looking through their books. And then the guy goes in, he comes back out. I'm trying to like focus in my own world, prep on my own. Then he comes back into the room. He left, then come back. And I was like, okay. I mean, I hadn't at that point auditioned in person for a Broadway show before. So I was just like, I was a sponge. I was absorbing everything. I was like, okay, noted.
And-
Yeah, like
Yeah.
noted, this can happen. Okay. But then I hear a scream. I hear a scream next door. And I'm like, oh, what
There's
just
something.
happened? Something happened. And then he comes back out into the holding room and he was like, I think I got it. And I mean, I had never met this man.
The
I had
energy.
never, right. I had never met the lady next to me.
Celebrate.
Yeah, but I was like, oh my gosh, congratulations. And then he was like, I think I'm going to call my mom. And then he got his stuff and left. And I was like, woo! My emotions were on a high. And
Yes.
then I was like, wait, this is an audition. Let me clock back in and like calm down and like prepare myself. And then this lady comes in. She does her thing, leaves, and then it's my turn. So got my little book, went back inside, saw everyone again, and I was like, hello, sang my two cuts. And we started talking about like, you know, in audition rooms, there's small talk of like, oh, you know, this person. They saw that I graduated from Penn State. We started talking about Penn State and like Music Theatre Wichita because I was telling them that's where I was flying from. And Danny Strong, our new book writer for chess, saw me with my luggage the day before. So seeing him in the room, he brought that up. So it was like a really lovely conversation. And then they were like, safe travels back. Thank you so much for coming in. I was like, great. Left, went back into the holding room. The casting, someone like the casting director stops me and he goes, wait, can you come back in for 2 seconds? And I was like, oh, do you want me to bring my book? Do you want me to bring my knee pads? Like, I didn't know what, right. I was like,
You want me to get them out now?
yeah, I was like, I'm not sure. Like, what do you want me to do? And he was like, no, you can leave those there. So in my head, I had like 2 seconds to gather my thoughts and my being. And I was like, whatever happens in this room is just, it's going to happen.
Happens.
Whatever it is, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I follow the casting director, go into the room. And at that point, everyone's standing up. Usually in audition rooms, they sit down. Everyone was standing up. It was like 3 tables worth of people standing up. And I just like took it in. And then I looked Michael Mayer in the eyes and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We forgot one thing. And I was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, what's going to happen? You want me to sing again? I wasn't sure. And he was like, you booked the job. And I remember it felt like a mixture of all the blood leaving my body, my heart dropping to my chest, someone like pressed pause on my life. I remember just being frozen, like so frozen in shock, looking at Michael Mayer in the eye like seeing if I heard him right. And then people in the room started chuckling and laughing because I think they registered my shock. And that snapped me out of me being frozen. And I just remember the only word that could come out of my mouth was wait. I said wait like maybe 50 times. I was like, wait, 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 wait,
Wait a second.
wait. I felt like I was on the office. Like I had no idea what was going on. I was like, is there a hidden camera? I was so like not present. And then he was like, yeah, we'll see you in the fall. And then it registered. I said, oh, oh,
You're like,
I,
oh.
I, and then I like ran to hug him. I ran to like hug the associate choreographer. I hugged Danny Strong. I was like, Danny, you were so sneaky about this. Like, it was so
You're like, what
special.
the heck?
Right, literally. And so I like left the room and then I was alone in the holding room. And I just remember like dropping to my knees in front of my stuff and I like said a little prayer because I had no idea what just happened, but my heart was racing and I needed to catch the flight back to Wichita, Kansas for Newsies Tech. So,
Mind racing and heart racing and just like you're like, and I still have to do stuff.
yep,
You still have to human.
I still have to pack these knee pads and my songbook in my luggage and head to JFK. Like
Yeah.
it was so it was I relive that moment so often and it was just so special, so unbelievably special.
Well, your reaction is like was very, very appropriate. I was gonna say, I think I'm impressed you remember any of your reactions because I think I'd black out.
Yeah, fair, fair. That
I
is
feel
very
like
fair.
I actually don't know what happened.
I think what got me, because I feel like I would have been in that position if I had not ran to the changing rooms in Pearl, like, and before anything, I dropped my clothes and called my mom and recalled immediately what happened in the room. So I think that's what cemented it in my brain. Because if
Yes.
not, I would have been in my Uber ride to the airport with a blank slate
Like,
in my brain. Right, exactly. So,
like, like what just
right.
happened? Wait a sec.
Yeah. And then on the flight back to Wichita, I remember downloading the Chess in Concert album just to
Yeah.
repeat on my flight back. And I feel
You're
like
like
that's
sobbing.
what, right. And I felt like that's what absorbed in my brain, my body, and my heart that I was like, oh, it's real.
Like
That
this is
actually just
happening.
happened. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was so cool. It was
That
so
is
cool.
insane. And then you're like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go to a show now.
Yeah, I know. He was like, after I was hugging like Michael Mayer and everyone else in the room, he was like, "Yeah, we'll have fun doing Newsies. Like, have a great production." I was like, "Thank you.
You're like, come see
Yeah,
it.
come to Wichita with me." It
I'll
was
get
so
you a
special.
ticket.
Right, exactly.
And
And
then your endurance was super high for your stamina and endurance was super high for that show.
oh yeah, I mean, even the flight back was a whole other story because I got caught in a thunderstorm in
No.
Wichita, specifically on my flight back. So it was like a mixture of delayed flights, me having to change flights 3 times in order to make it to the day two out of the 3 day tech
Oh my
process of
gosh.
Newsies. Like it was crazy, but it was all worth it. And
Oh, yeah.
I lived to tell the tale.
Yes. Yes. So, what was your first day in the rehearsal room for Chess like? What's it like walking
Oh
into a Broadway rehearsal room? Like,
my goodness. I it felt like the first day of school. I like was looking through my daily call of like, okay, where's my classes? Where's my studio? Okay, this is the bathroom. There's the kit. Okay, great. And then actually walking into the studio, I had a moment where it felt like I was at I felt like I was at the Met Gala in a way that I was looking at all of these theater like professionals and theater icons, if you will, that
Yes.
I had been following for years in the flesh in front of me as actual like live humans. So it felt
Yes.
so surreal. And then as I started, semi, the first day was pretty, it felt like an out of body experience because I had been dealing with a whole lot of like, oh my gosh, they're no longer just Instagram handles on my social media page. They're actual people and my coworkers. Like, it felt so crazy, but then talking to them more and more, I was able to like actually like vibe with them and get to know them and talk to them. The first day of rehearsal, it was actually really sweet. We had it was, I don't think we touched any chess material. I don't think on the first day. It was
Like more get to
just,
know you.
yes, it was like all of us in a circle, which was already like pretty crazy for me because I'm like, what do you mean I'm in a circle? Like
But like you all.
sitting, right, sitting next to like Leah Michelle, Aaron Tveit, and like I like literally the entire cast. Like it
Yes.
was crazy. But it was a whole like get to know session where we like, had to like map out the room. It felt like a whole lot of team building and team bonding, which I really appreciated. Because it was the first ever Broadway rehearsal room I had ever been in. So it was a nice warming activity.
Well, and you realize that you're like that you're on the same level as these people. You're like,
Sure. Yeah. I'm like, we're coworkers now.
yeah,
What?
like who are your coworkers?
Right. I'm like,
Like
oh,
just
just
casual.
just people that I've looked up to for my entire theater career.
Just casual. Had you seen anyone in the room in a show before, like live on stage?
Oh my gosh, yes. So first of all, I saw Nicholas Christopher and Ramon Nelson actually in Jelly's Last Jam 2 years ago, or 2 years prior. And then I saw Aaliyah James in Gypsy a year before Chess.
Oh my God.
Right. And then I saw Casey Garvin in Some Like It Hot, which was the first Broadway show I had ever watched. So
Wait,
there
I
was
love that.
that. And this has to be like another favorite story of mine from this contract. So I had watched Sarah Meal in Death Becomes Her the year before, and it was my senior year at Penn State. And Penn State does this like annual New York City trip where the weekend or the week before our winter or our spring semester starts, we go to New York City, do a bunch of master classes, see shows, and like learn a lot of stuff in the city, and then we start the rest of the school year. And so senior year of mine, one of the shows that we watched as a program was Death Becomes Her, and we were able to have a talk back with some of the
Wait.
cast members, and Sarah Meal was there, and and the thing is, before Death Becomes Her, I had followed her already on social media. I watched all her dance videos and stuff like that. So I knew who she was. But after the talkback, I came up to her and I introduced myself. I was like, hi, I'm Regine. It's so good to meet you. And that was our first ever like in-person interaction. And
Full
like,
circle.
yes, very full circle. And who would have known that like 9 months later, I'd be making my Broadway debut alongside Sarah. And I remember we ended that conversation, like the first conversation I had with her in the talkback, and I was like talking about how, yeah, I'm a senior. I did like a few MTW productions, and she was like, you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be just fine. And then 9 months later, I'm doing a show with her. Like, that's crazy. It's
Yes.
crazy.
I mean, she was right.
I mean, it was very surreal to have that happen because I am like when I tell this story to so many of my friends, I'm like, I am living proof that
That
the
it can
full
happen.
circles never end. Like
Yes.
people know people, you manifest things whether you intend to or not. Like it's crazy. It's so beautiful and it's crazy.
You have to have dreams because I feel like like having a dream gets you places.
Oh, absolutely. A
You,
hundred percent.
without you have to believe in yourself too. Like you
For
have to believe
sure.
in that dream.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no playbook. There's no route in which you get to the said dream, but even just having something like that that you can share with family, with your friends, with people who understand, and most importantly, with yourself, I think that really helps you. Like, I don't know, at least for me, when I think about like Broadway has been such a huge goal and dream of mine since I was younger, and to have it materialize through chess, um it was really something so meaningful, not only to myself but to all the people who helped me get here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh my.
dreams are dreams are important.
Yes. And I mean, speaking of dreams, I'm sure your Broadway debut day was a dream day.
Yes,
Uh,
it
how
was.
did you prepare for that? What did your Broadway debut day look like? And did anyone give you advice before it happened?
Oh my gosh, yes. So when I think of debut day, personally, I think of November 16th. That was like our opening night. But some people in my cast specifically, so I am one of two on stage debuts on Broadway. And so the rest of the cast had been on Broadway. They're like, this is not my first rodeo. So a whole lot of them had a whole lot of like advice to hand to me, which was very sweet and very special because it felt like, it felt like they were embracing how exciting this milestone was. And they'd been in my shoes before. And so um, a lot of them had hyped up our first preview as debut day. But in preparation for opening night, I remember specifically, I was talking to Nicholas Christopher before,
I mean,
um, I mean, the Nicholas Christopher, duh.
like,
Right. And I remember um, my heart was racing. I mean, we had done a couple runs of the show. We had a whole preview process over it, but my heart was racing because I knew that this was going to be my Broadway debut. And there had been a whole lot of like emotions, nerves, like just over the fact that, all of us put so much work and hours into like making something special, and just the hope that the people who are sitting in the house would feel how much heart went into this production. And I remember talking to Nick um, before the show. I think the overture was playing or something like that. And he told me to take mental snapshots of the show. And I hold that so deep into my heart because I keep those mental snapshots in my head of the first time I had experienced walking on that stage and seeing so many people in the crowd, and the first time feeling the applause from a Broadway theater house, and like making that mental snapshot in my brain. I'm getting emotional just talking about it.
yes. I'm
But
like,
yeah, because
same. Listening to you talk about it, I'm like,
yeah, right. Because I mean, I'm very much one to take photos with my phones and like take
right.
videos because I look back on those stuff in general, but taking mental snapshots in my brain, I I feel like it comes not only with the visual aspect but the emotional aspect of it, of like looking out into the house and seeing so many people support our show and feeling the energy of love and excitement from debuting chess back on Broadway. And then I remember taking another mental snapshot of me looking around the stage and seeing the incredible castmates that I had been blessed with to debut alongside, you know?
Yes,
So
you're like, what the
I
heck?
know it was truly the best piece of advice that someone had like given me pre-debut, and it's something that I like promote from here on out. Thank you, Nicholas Christopher, for doing that.
I
Yeah.
mean, and then you like get to listen to him sing.
Right. Duh.
Not a bad, not bad.
No, not a bad combo at all.
Yeah, you're like, oh, and now you do that, like on.
Right.
Oh, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. It was very sweet. Very, very sweet. And that night was so exciting and thrilling. Like the buzz of the entire theater was unmatched. Unmatched. And
Yeah,
it felt so cool. It felt so exciting. I loved it. I loved
I
it.
mean, it's arguably like one of the biggest Broadway openings that has happened in the past year and a half. So
Sure. Yeah.
I would say honestly.
Mm. Yeah.
Um this so I'm curious, what is the energy like backstage for a show, for like a regular show at chess?
Sure. So the energy backstage, so act one, we stay on stage a lot. So there's not a whole lot of backstage time. And our backstage time consists mostly of catching up in the stairwell and drinking water and popping lozenges and cough drops in our mouth, trying to like
Breathing for one
hydrate,
second.
right, for a second before we go back out there. Um, but act one, it's very chill. Act two, honestly, like on a regular show, it's a pretty chill vibe. Backstage, all of us are like in our own zones. We have mostly, at least in the ensemble, the same time backstage. So it's not like group A is on stage and group B bonds together. I feel like everyone is off stage all the time. So it's a whole lot of catching up. Sometimes we play Monopoly Deal during Act Two when we're off stage. Um, uh, but I will say my specific track, what I have made it to be off stage, is I've created small little bits with people um, backstage, obviously very quietly and out of respect. But for example, I like to, for example, after Soviet Machine in Act Two, Bradley Dean, who plays Molokov in our show, he comes off stage, and the wing that he comes out of is a wing that I come in with a chair to set up for the interview. And so, like I see him every night, every show. So
Yeah.
I've turned that teeny, like 5 to 10 second moment with him into a bit where I surprise him with something. It's either I surprise him on the staircase, I surprise him with a cough drop, like something new every single day. So I like to think that that brings up a little bit of funny
Like theater
energy
magic.
backstage.
Live
Right.
theater magic too. Like it translates on stage.
Right. Exactly. It keeps things fresh, keeps things on our toes. And I love being a proponent of that because it also just like, it's a cute, fun way to like catch up and check in with my castmates, which is also really fun.
What's the hardest part about being in a show like Chess? You mentioned not being
Mm,
backstage very much during Act One.
yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure like that's got to be hard, first of all. And then
Right.
like there's dancing choreography, all that
Yeah.
blocking,
Hmm.
and the ensemble really makes the show. Uh,
Sure. Yeah.
honestly, I would say.
Hmm. Yeah. The show, I think the hardest part is probably what I've found, maintaining the body. As far as like, because it is very hard to be like we'd warm up and stretch before a show, but then a whole lot of act one is us sitting on a bench watching the show and like have our presence be very still, and then jumping right into like choreography, high energy jumps and slides and hanging off of bars in Bangkok and stuff like that. Like
Yes.
it is a very active show with a mix of being still and having the body cool down. So I think maintaining the body in that regard has been a challenge, but we've all like kind of found our own ways to like manage it. Like we have a lovely like physical therapy team that has like sessions once every, like I have physical therapy sessions at the theater once every week, like um who have given us like exercises to do to make sure like our necks are still mobile because we're still like we stay still for a whole lot of the show and we like sit, you know. So I feel like that has been a challenge and we find ways to move past it. Yeah. Um
Oh, I was gonna say I feel like the sitting still part is probably harder than the dancing for most of you because
sure. Yeah.
like at y'all's core, y'all are
Yeah.
like wanting to like get up and dance
Yes,
and
that
move.
is a good point. That is a good point. And specifically with chess, personally, I have had to try so hard to stop bopping my head or tapping my foot because the music is so good. Like, I'm sitting on stage listening to this, has to be one of my favorite parts of the show that I observe sitting on stage. I watched Lee Michelle and Aaron Tveit sing Florence Quits in Act One, and the beat, the chords, the melodies, I just want to do everything other than sit on the bench still watching them. Like, I want to get up and dance because it's
Self
so
control.
good. Right. I'm like, oh, so I like I give myself a little bit of like a breathing period by like tilting my head. That's my one move in Florence Quits, to give myself something to like um do instead of just sitting still. But you're right. Sitting still is tough.
Oh my God, the self-control that you have to have for that.
Right.
Or to
Right.
not
Right.
or to not just be like sobbing because like
Yeah.
you're actually getting to watch this
Right.
or being like
Yeah. Well, it was an interesting direction because when we were creating um like the show and our blocking, we had been giving the direction like that we could react in some regard. Not like but like
not like me
like
in the audience.
like not pulling the eye necessarily, but we like had the direction of like, oh, if it's like a joke, if the audience is reactive, if something happens, like we can be present um and involved in the story in that way. But yeah, yeah, it is. But we can't bop our head or tap our foot.
I I mean, I think I don't know if I could do that.
It's okay. You can bop your head and tap your foot with like for me.
Right. I'll be like so hard to sit still.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
Yes, that is
Uh,
right.
what in regards to that, honestly, what's the
Hmm.
hardest scene, whether it's a sitting still scene like that or a scene with dance and movement?
Ooh, like the hardest thing in the musical to do.
Yeah, for you personally and like your track.
Personally, One Night in Bangkok has to be the hardest thing for me to do in that show. It is so fun and so thrilling. Like, there's so much happening on stage all at once, and it is such a fun song to like listen to every night. The music, the beats, a lot of it is so fun, but it is so technically complex and like complicated. Like if you were to watch the stage from a bird's eye view, you could see so many things that happen all at once. And it's like, with how many bodies there are on stage and the amount of play space that we have, everything from across blocking on the stage to like even just like going from a circular formation to a straight line, like everything has to be so precise because of just how that number was built, and the
Yes.
choreo and everything has to be so precise. So as fun as it is to do, it is a lot of brain power, at least in my case, because there are just so many things to consider and like be mindful of. um so yeah, one night in Bangkok. I mean, it starts Act Two for a reason because it is so fun and thrilling, but it is a toughie. It is a toughie.
Do you all get like videos to study of like of performances, like of
I
like past performances?
well, I like not up front. I feel like it's mostly been like for the swings, for the dance captains, and like they are, I know they are out there. They are out there, but we do have them. But so I think at request we could
Right.
see like, hey, did you happen, like if I were to approach like our dance captain, I'll be like, hey, did you see what happened last Saturday? And then like, just to have something for reference, and it helps everyone know what it looks like.
Right. I mean, I feel like y'all don't really need it though because y'all are doing this 8 times a week, and it's just like you already have a mental snapshot of it in your
Right.
brain.
True. I feel like it was more, I felt like I needed to see like videos of it more when it was in previews because things were changing and because
Right.
we were still in the space to like create and like adjust and like see what works for each track.
Y-
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Completely. Um, Also going off that,
Hmm.
kind of a similar question, but a different vibes. Is there a
Yeah.
particular moment in the show that you look forward to every night?
Aw. The Arbiter in Act One. I love that number with all my heart. A combination of, first of all, Bryce Pinkham, theater icon, and just a hilarious guy in person. Like, he's great. The song itself is so catchy, and the choreography is so fun to do. I look forward to it every night. Um, just everything about that number is so satisfying for me to do.
Yes. We love a number that's like you're like, oh my gosh, when is this coming up? I get to do this. Like
I know, that's exactly what it
you're like,
feels like. Like the way that Bryce sets it up, like because I mean he throughout the show, the Arbiter like talks directly to the audience and like has a moment to, like interact and bump up the energy and feel how it is in the house. And the way that he sets up the number is just so perfect and funny. And it just like not only hypes up the audience, but hypes everyone else on stage to do that number. So, yeah, that has to be my favorite by far.
love. And I
Hmm.
cannot wait to see this live when I come.
Oh
Uh
my
I'm coming on the 18th, on June
gosh.
18th.
Wait, thrilling. Wait, I can't wait for you to come
Yes.
watch.
I'm working an event the next week in the city, so I'm doing a like little vacation beforehand
Oh,
and
that's
getting my
awesome.
shows in. And I'm so excited to get to see it, first of all. Like I've been looking forward to seeing this.
Yay!
And
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I'm
Um,
so glad. I'm so excited for you.
Well, also, speaking of that,
Mhm.
how would you convince audiences to come and see chess in the next couple weeks?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ah! What, that's such a loaded question. I feel like there's so many layers to it, so I'm just gonna like ramble and first of all just say that chess has so, first of all, you do not want to miss this music. You do not want to miss the like the structural, the relevance of the play. Like there are so many aspects of this musical that you do not want to miss. Like first of all, the music it was it was first of oh, whoa, words. The music has spanned decades. Like my parents loved One Night in Bangkok during the 80s, and for me, like as someone who did not grow up listening to One Night in Bangkok, I've fallen in love with that style, The Arbiter. There's so many things in this musical that pertain to or perk up my little Gen Z ears, and I'm like, oh, this is catchy, ooh, this is fun, this is so exciting and thrilling. um, you do not want to miss this cast. This group of people are so talented, kind, like passionate about this craft, and the way that they give themselves to this material is just so beautiful and meaningful. And I think that regardless of whatever generation you're from, you have so many things you can pick up from this show, whether it's about like the choices you make, or like where you're from, or where you think you're going, or how all of those can coincide with however many stories are out there in the world. I think that there are so many aspects of this show that people can pick up and learn from, and I feel like audiences all over should like catch it if you can before June 21st.
Yes.
I I for sure am gonna miss it, obviously because of the people, but also doing it every night and learning so many new things with this material. I think it's really something that a whole lot of people can love, support, and care about for years to come. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel like this show needs like you just like see so many iconic productions of this show, and
Sure, yeah.
like it needs to be around for years, like
Oh my
consistently, you
gosh.
know?
Yes, for sure. And the funny thing is like chess before this revival came around, I had not known much about it. The first and only time I had ever interacted with the show had been a regional production that I had submitted for. I did not get, but I learned Heaven Help My Heart, and that was my first in to Chess the Musical, and that was in 2023.
Oh my goodness.
So, talk about manifestations. Who
Oh
knew
my
that 2 years
goodness.
later I would be in the Broadway production of it? So,
Well, speaking of manifestations, I want to ask
yeah.
if you did another production of Chess in the future, what character would you want to play in the show?
Ah! Oh my gosh. Wow, this question could go in so many different directions because I
It could,
do love this show.
yeah, like literally any character, like gender-wise, anything.
I'm gonna stick to my arbiter heart. I would love to be the arbiter someday. And maybe I mean, listen, call me an overachiever because Bryce Pinkham could be he's the most perfect arbiter. But listen, with the way that he does it, I am inspired and I would love to be the arbiter.
Yes. I
And
mean,
come on, like I'm just yeah. I think a female arbiter would be so funny and so like it could take the show in like a direction that
it'd be
could
amazing.
appeal to a whole like another whole large population of people. Like I feel like the arbiter be be like could be played in so many different ways, and it's flexible enough to shift a production of chess in the future. So who knows?
I mean, listen, like Broadway's doing this stuff. Like we
That's
have
fair.
female Hermes and
True.
I
Good
so
point.
Not overachieving, just like dreaming big and manifesting.
Right. You are right. You are
Yes.
right.
And manifesting is always great. So,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Um, you mentioned the Nicholas Christopher advice. What is
Yes.
another piece of advice that you've gotten from someone that you've worked with who you think aspiring Broadway actors need to hear?
Mm. I think I could point to multiple people in chess that have given me this advice, but as the baby of the production, I'm the baby on the cast, company, and crew.
Aw.
I know it's very sweet. A piece of advice that I have gotten more often than not, and I'm so grateful for, is to cherish every second of this period in my life. Being right out of school, the possibilities are endless, and it sometimes feels scary. I mean, for all ages, sure, but I think from my cast mates and company, um, who've been in my situation before, that piece of advice is really like sitting so differently in my body as the show has gone on because I don't know, I like look at all of them and all the wonderful lives that they've created for themselves and the fact that them at the the incredible state that they're in their career are giving that advice to me makes me feel a whole lot like it makes me feel a lot more comforted knowing that they, icons as they are, were in my position before. And like, if they were to turn back the clock, they would do that and tell that to themselves at 22. Um, and I think connecting that a little bit to how, we just got the closing notice of our show for June 21st, like, how like life shifts and changes and grows in ways that either we expect or we don't expect. And how beautiful is that? So
Yeah.
I think that piece of advice of like cherishing every second because you don't know when or where or why sometimes like things could change. So the best thing is to really just like live in the moment and do everything you can while you can. So yeah.
I mean, I personally was like, why? Like, I read that in the news and I was like, huh? No,
Hmm.
like that's no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, this past week has been a whole lot of like emotions and riding the waves of it. And like everyone is in their own spot of absorbing and like processing it. But I think the best thing really, I've come to a point where I'm really like, I'm gonna miss all of this. And I might as well just use these
Yeah.
next few weeks to like really cherish the time that I have with these people in this context while I can.
Yes, like to be present in the moment and yeah,
Yes, for sure.
yes, absolutely. Like there's so much to look forward to, but also like being
Yeah,
present at the end of the day.
absolutely. I'm
Uh,
like, what do you mean I can't surprise Bradley Dean every day after Soviet Machine? What do you mean?
what the heck? This is
What the heck?
like, I'm just gonna walk to the theater anyways and do a
Yeah,
one woman show.
right. As the arbiter, of course.
Yes. Oh, listen, I'll come to see it. I'll be in New
Thank
York
you.
like the week on that Monday, and I'll just come to like I heard there was a one woman show. No,
Right, right.
is
You're
there
right.
not?
Me
Um,
playing chess with myself.
yes. Before I get to my last question,
Hmm.
uh, what's a fun fact about yourself that you'd like want to like fun fact special skills? I don't know that you'd want to share.
Sure.
I saw
Oh my
Rubik's
gosh.
Cube.
Yeah, I just had a light bulb moment because I was actually talking about this with my castmate the other day. I can solve the Rubik's Cube. My record is like like the 3x3 like regular standard Rubik's Cube, my record is maybe like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Like I can solve a Rubik's Cube and I put it on the resume. It is a
I,
special skill. Like
I have that on my notes, like at the top. I'm like, because I find that so impressive.
thank you. I I mean, I don't know when it's gonna come in handy, but if it does, and if a director or choreographer needs it, I got you. A
Oh,
2 minute dance number with me solving a Rubik's Cube? Come on.
yes. Also, I got to bring this up because I'm doing the what I'm coming up for to New York for is Arts for Autism, and I saw
Oh,
Natalie on your resume under dance, and uh,
sorry. One more
I
time.
I saw Natalie on your resume under dance.
Natalie
Yeah,
Malaki.
and she
Oh,
does Arts for Autism, so
oh my, small world. Back to the smallest of
yes,
worlds. Everyone's connected, whether you know
so
it or not. Oh,
love that.
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love this. I
So I get
love
to like
this.
see her every June around this time, and she's the best.
Oh, tell her I say hi.
Oh,
I miss her. Yeah.
100% will. So where can people follow you on social media to keep up with what you're doing?
Yeah. I on Instagram, TikTok, those two are probably my prominent ones. I have a YouTube channel where I just post some of my performances and things like that. But yeah, I feel like I'm most active on Instagram. That seems to be my go-to social media
Yes,
page.
honestly, same. And then scrolling TikTok like
Yes,
until 4 a.m. is great.
right. I need to get better at that. Mm. But you know what? Cherish the moment while we can, and we're gonna live and learn, you know?
Right, right. And then my last question is, do you have anything to promote? And if not, just like what are you excited about in your career moving forward?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, first thing to promote, come see chess. Oh my gosh, please come see chess. It's so like aside from it being a Broadway show, we have so much fun. Like it's a key, it's a like a party. We're really like you will have the best time. You will bop your foot. You will jaw drop at the notes that you will hear and you will jaw drop at the kabuki drop and like everything. Like come see chess. Listen to our cast album. We recorded a cast album in January. Um,
So fun.
and this is small little tidbit, but actually like 2 shows ago, we saw on stage, we can see people. We saw someone like in the box actively like lip syncing to Florence Quits, the number between Leah Michelle and Aaron Tveit, like acting both sides because she did her homework, I assume, with the cast album. Like we recorded the cast album, so that's on Spotify and everywhere. And then, what was the second question? I forget.
And
What am
what are you
I?
most excited about in your career, like looking forward?
Oh my gosh, looking forward. I'm excited to see what else New York has to offer. Like, I have my entire, so I moved to New York 2 days before rehearsals for chess started. So my New York life has very graciously been revolving around the chess world, which has been so exciting and thrilling. But I know for a fact that New York is one of the most lively, exciting cities in the world. So I'm excited to be a little explorer and put my little explorer hat on for just to see what else there is to see and like do. It's an exciting time and I'm taking the advice from my castmates to cherish these moments because I know for a fact that there are a whole lot more experiences out there waiting for me. So I'm excited for
I
that.
mean, but like how cool getting thrown into like this world and like
Yeah.
promo for Quest, all the exciting
Yeah,
like holiday stuff
for
that goes
sure.
down. Those are bucket list moments.
Yeah. And I'm excited now, having been now it's been like just over a year out of school, having had a year's worth of people like in the city that I now know, and like experiences doing a Broadway show that I now have. That I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this second year in the city brings. Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited to follow your career and to see all the amazing things that you do
Thank
because
you.
again, vocals, going back to the your YouTube videos, your vocals are insane.
Thank you. That's very sweet. Oh my gosh, and promoting actually. I just remembered. I'm doing a 54 Below show in July through Broadway Works, which is another
Oh my gosh.
Instagram
Yeah.
handle. But there are a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of actors from other shows that are all coming together to sing and jam out at 54 Below in July. So coming soon.
Cool. Is there a link yet? I was gonna say,
Yes, I
I'll
believe
put
there is.
yeah,
Yes.
I'll put a link in the description. Oh my
Yay!
goodness. Oh, oh, thank you so much for joining today.
Of
It's been a
course, this is so
pleasure chatting with
fun.
you. I'm also mortified by the fact that you all can see like lip singing in the audience.
Oh my gosh, do not be mortified. Low key, it's thrilling and exciting and the most like fun thing on stage because we do the same show every night, but our energies are different, the audience's energies are different, and it just gives us so much life on stage.
Oh,
So do not be mortified at
now I'm
all.
like, how many of the Wicked actors have seen me performing alongside
Ah!
in the
Oh my
audience?
gosh, it's a living, breathing thing, this
I'm
theater
like,
world. So, you know
uh-oh.
what? Everyone's done it before. There's no shame whatsoever.
The person next to me like looking at me like, what the heck?
And then you can look back being like, oh, come on. It's not like you haven't done this before.
Right. Like, or won't do this in the future.
Right. Exactly. There's no
Yeah.
shame.
Thanks for watching this episode of Backstage with Becca B. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV. Or for more exclusive content from this interview and more, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Backstage with Becca B. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and give me a 5-star rating. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.